What's up YouTube? Zero here, and welcome to the place that's going to help you game better. Today, we're going to go over an amazing 127 power build in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So first, I'm going to go over the setup, and then during the gameplay, I'm going to talk about why I made some of those choices. So first, let's talk about the armor. I have the Magister's Cloak. Now the full set, I'm going to have additional increase to range. Only 2 out of the 5, I'm going to have an increased melee damage at night. This is a Raven set of armor, so just be aware of that. We are going to be focusing on Raven gear, so that's going to be some of the skills that we're going to focus on. So now on the bow, I have Bullseye, where Stealth Headshot Kill automatically spawns a trap. Absolutely cool ability to use on a bow, and again it's a Raven. And finally we have a two-handed Sepulchre axe which ignite your weapon after critical hit, and again it is a Raven. Absolutely awesome axe. I recommend getting this even if you're not going to use this build. I love using the Sepulchre axe. So now let's go into the skills, and I want to talk about the major skills. There are a lot of skills. Let's just talk about the major ones, and then I want to talk about why I'm going into them. So first, backstab on the Ravens. Landing a blow directly on an enemy's back is going to give increased damage. Advanced assassination is going to allow you to assassinate heavier targets. There's going to be an area where you can assassinate greater targets. Chain assassination is going to allow you to assassinate multiple targets. You assassinate the first and then throw an axe at the second. Amazing for an assassination build or a balanced build. Then I'm going to have an adrenaline upgrade. I want more adrenaline so I can pull off some of those cool abilities that I can use. Guided arrow. We saw what Bullseye can do with a headshot, so this is going to make it easier to get those headshots. Guided arrow is going to allow us to guide the arrow to our targets. And brush with death. This is an amazing ability. If you dodge right before the enemy hits you, time is going to slow down and it's going to allow you to hit that enemy. Absolutely an amazing skill to have. So that was all of the way of the Raven major skills. In way of the Bear, I have an adrenaline upgrade. Again, those adrenaline upgrades are critical for me. Adrenaline Fiend. This is why I want more adrenaline. When one or more adrenaline slots are filled, you gain a damage boost and an attack speed boost. This augments with each slot filled. So the more adrenaline I have, the better. So that's absolutely awesome. Now on Way of the Wolf, I have Sprint Attack. This is really just a bridge. I don't use this as much. You can see this is away from Way of the Raven all the way to Way of the Wolf. Then our next one, Last Chance Healing. When your health reaches a critical state in conflict, everything around you will appear to move slower. So this gives you a chance to do a couple of things in game depending on what you want to do. Run away, heal, hit your enemy. Maybe you can finish your enemy off if your enemy is weakened. Adrenaline slot, again, we saw the Adrenaline Fiend. It's just another adrenaline slot. Then Grit. Regain the red portion of your health bar when landing successful melee hits on enemies. So after an enemy hits you, you hit the enemy and you regain the red portion of that health bar. And then we're going to go up to Battleground Bolt. This is insanely fun skill to use. You can pick up a Y on, you can use Y on a discarded weapon on the ground and throw that spear at an enemy. It's an absolutely fun skill to use when you are raiding or in a huge battle. I think it's absolutely awesome. Then Bow to Melee Link. Alternating between bow and melee attacks deals extra damage for a short time. We are a balanced build, so we're going back and forth between bow and melee. That's why we choose the armor that we choose, because it gives us both an increase to melee and bow, and this one is going to increase our damage on both of those even more. Then Hunter Bow Combo. Release your arrow as you finish drawing to make the next one draw faster, so when you're using your bow, you can kill enemies even quicker with your bow. And then Arrow Reinforcement. With this skill, loose arrows will never break and may be collected from fallen enemies. So a great skill to have, especially when you're using your bow. It can be very easy to run out of arrows, so this is going to make it a little bit easier for you to maintain those arrows. So now that we've gone over the skills, let's get into some gameplay and talk about why these skills are amazing for this build. So first, one of the things I didn't talk about as much is we want to hit as many of the Way of the Raven increases as possible. We're using all Way of the Raven gear, so we want to increase that as much as possible. Some of the skills that I really think are amazing for this build. One are Brush with Death. Dodging an enemy right before they're about to hit you will slow it down, and you're going to be able to hit that enemy. It's how I've killed so many of the bosses, because it's imperative to dodge at the last second, slow that time down, and get that hit off on them. It is an absolutely critical skill in this game to have. A couple of the other amazing skills to have is Adrenaline Fiend. When you have multiple adrenaline slots filled, you're going to be dealing out more damage, and that's in Way of the Bear. The Brush with Death is in Way of the Raven. If you like being an assassin, which again, this is a balanced build, it's focusing on a lot of things, Chain Assassination and Advanced Assassination are insanely important. If you want to assassinate at all, you need those two abilities. Chain Assassination, again, you're going to be able to finish off multiple enemies with an assassination, and Chain Assassination, you're going to be able to finish off those stronger enemies. Way of the Wolf, Last Chance Healing plus Grit is an absolutely amazing combo. It's absolutely imperative to have those two together, because Last Chance Healing, you're going to slow down time when your health is getting critical. If you have Grit, which is going to allow you to regain the portion of that red bar that you lost after an enemy hits you, slowing down time is going to allow you to hit that enemy so you can regain that health from Grit. Also, Brush with Death is going to help out with Grit as well. So an enemy hits you, you still have that red portion remaining, they try to hit you again, you dodge, and they're slowed down, you hit that enemy and you regain that portion of your health. So my favorite skills, or I think the best skills for this build, are Brush with Death, Last Chance Healing, Grit, Adrenaline Fiend, obviously you need all of the adrenaline slot upgrades, Chain Assassination, and Advanced Assassination. Those are, in my opinion, extremely critical for this build. This axe is absolutely amazing to have. Getting it lit on fire after a critical hit is going to allow you to dole out more damage, and especially damage over time. When you're in raids, you can hit enemy after enemy when your axe is on fire, and you're going to light them up and just completely demolish a bunch of enemies in a short amount of time. You can see me taking on one of the fanatics in this piece of the gameplay, and the skills I have are insanely critical. This axe is insanely critical. Brush with Death really won me this battle. You can see I'm dodging right before he's about to hit me, and it allows me to get off 3 or 4 hits on him. On top of that, the critical hits, lighting my axe on fire, helps me deal more damage over time to this boss, so I'm able to whittle him down more. Now, when I do get down to low health, you can see that time slows down, and what that allows me to do is it allows me to heal up. This guy is pretty strong, he's pretty fast, he is at 160 and I'm at 127. Remember, this is a 127 power build. So that slowing down time really allows me to collect myself and say, hey, look at your health. You're pretty low. Let's take a step back, let me heal, and then go back into the battle and take this guy out. I did get down health a few times, but thanks to Brush with Death, Grit, Last Chance Healing, it really did help me out, take this dude out. So thanks for sticking around. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Assassin's Creed Valhalla content. Let me know if you like this build, if you use something similar, or if not, what skills are your favorite in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Well, until next time, peace.